Hey guys, I'm here with a talk with y'all video. I don't think it's going to be very much of me sitting down because I've got a lot to do and I'm leaving tomorrow. But I wanted to do this video, get it out there. I am piggybacking, if that's what you want to call it, off of Vanessa Martin. She posted a video about gentle parenting and I told her that I would do kind of a touch up on it to kind of help, because she got some ugly comments on how she parents her daughter. And since I have like almost 8 years in early childhood, also a level of teaching high school, I taught pre-K for 4 years and I worked in daycares for like 4 years since I was 16 years old, so maybe 5 or 6 years. I thought I would give my experience, because with that I've been to a lot of classes. I'm also in college for early childhood education, and I can teach in Louisiana once I'm done. I'll be educated high enough and legally able to teach pre-K to 7th grade. So with everything I've learned over the last 8 to 9 years and my experience as a parent, I thought I would give y'all my take, and maybe I can give her a little bit of help and some of y'all a little bit of an understanding on why parenting looks very different in households and that you don't see parenting the way you used to. The number one reason, one of the reasons that you don't, well, number one, that you don't see parenting the way that it used to be, the way we were raised, or in the way our parents and grandparents were raised, is because, especially here in the U.S., whether you're in New York City, Louisiana, Georgia, is especially if your kids go to public school, if your kids mention, I got spanked last night, the first thing they're going to do is call DCFS. And I hate to be the person to mention that, but it is very true. I've seen it happen multiple times. A parent could do it one time and they take their kid away. And a lot of times, I'm going to be completely honest, here in the USA, the United States, Child Protective Services are failing our kids. They come knock on your door. I had them come knock on my door one time because as a baby, my youngest dropped his medicine bottle and they put it in a glass bottle. So I called for a refill. They thought I had taken his cough syrup. Or no, it wasn't cough syrup, but ear infection medication. I get the point of doing it to make sure everything is safe, but sometimes it really does fail and kids end up being in worse situations and getting hurt. Even with the best mindset they have, there is a proven point that a lot of our children are being failed because of Child Protective Services. Number two, for gentle parenting, I'm not going to say I'm a 100% gentle parenter, because I'm not, and I'll explain that toward the end of the video if you want to stick around and kind of know what I do. But the second reason is because parenting styles are not a one-size-fits-all. You say you have 5 children, 2 of your children may work perfectly with gentle parenting. My oldest is like the perfect child. I could gentle parent him from the day he turned a year or 2 old. But then you get a second child like Mason, and I do my best to gentle parent all I can, but it's not a one-size-fits-all. This child may do better with timeout. This child may do better with taking things away. This child may be better with gentle parenting, and this child may just not give a care at all. It is like, I'm going to test you to your limit. Number 3, and I'm going to say it, the newer generation, my age and up, probably like people that are 30 and under, maybe even 30's cutting it, maybe 27 and younger, we're tired of seeing our children scared of us. We're tired of seeing our children like soldiers because they know if they step out of line, they're gonna get it. And I don't want my children to ever have a fear of me. I want to be that kind of parent when my kids hit high school and they've done something really bad, whether it's smoking, drinking, they got somebody pregnant. Of course you put boundaries in place, so you try to keep that from happening, but you can't control the whole thing. Kids are gonna do what they're gonna do when they get to that age. But you wanna be that parent to where your child is like, I need to talk to you and I messed up, and they tell you the whole truth. That is a win when you get to the end of the road of parenting, when your kids are getting grown and your kids come to you because they're not scared of you. They know they're going to get advice, and that's how it works. They can trust you. They're not scared of being yelled or punished because they did this. We all make mistakes in life, even as adults. And do we get hit as adults? Even people in jail don't get, I'm not going to say they don't get hit, but they're not supposed to. Do we go around punishing adults other than putting them in jail? No, we don't. So why are we hitting our kids, when even we don't do that to adults? Number 4, spanking is a fear tactic. The more you put your hand on your child, they're like, okay, if I step out of line, this is going to happen. So they fear if they make a mistake, that's going to happen. And like I said, we're all meant to make mistakes. Even in the Bible, it tells you no one is perfect. You are not perfect, but you are loved. No one is meant to be perfect. And so it's okay for children to make mistakes. And you don't want them to fear that they make a mistake that you're going to beat them. Now we're going to move into kind of talking about how gentle parenting works and how it has been proven that it's effective. So if you choose to go the gentle parenting route and go full force, don't expect to be perfect. Gentle parenting has been proven to work by teaching self-regulation by emotion. So they learn to work their emotions on their own. Sometimes you see adults, even me as an adult, I just start bawling for no reason, or somebody speaks to me a certain way, or something didn't go right and I get super upset. With gentle parenting, self-regulation comes a little bit easier and you don't deal with as much of those emotions, such as depression, anxiety, and things like that. It has also been proven to enhance emotional bonds between child and parent, which keeps them close and bonded for life. In every pre-K classroom or daycare I have worked at in Louisiana, I don't know if it's like a USA strict thing or if it's just certain states, there is a name for the curriculum and I cannot think of it at the moment, but it's called, we use it as positive reinforcement. And so I'm going to kind of tell you about how it works and how it also goes along the guidelines of gentle parenting and how you can use it at home while the teachers are actually using it in your child's classroom. You might notice that in a lot of pre-K and kindergarten classrooms, you don't see happy face, yellow face, mad face, red face anymore, because it has been proven to be harmful to children, because it is a visual, which visuals are very helpful. You use them a lot in classrooms, but that type of visual is very harmful, because once a child gets to a yellow face or red face, there is no redemption a lot of times in those classrooms. Once they're there, they're stuck there, so there's nothing they can do to improve it, which is what you want your child to do. You want your child to improve their behavior. If they mess up on something, you want them to bounce back and get back in a better mood. And so that's why you've seen that. I really haven't seen them in the last 10 years in classrooms, because as teachers we found that they're not helpful. They've went along other guidelines. So yeah, because when you move your child to a yellow face or a red face, it's negative reinforcement. So in the classroom setting, if little Tommy over here decides to slap somebody, he just hits, I'm going to go up to the child and I'm going to say, that's not nice. We don't hit our friends, but if you're upset, you tell them what's wrong. Say little Katie took a truck away from Tommy, and you didn't see Katie take the truck away, because a lot of times you're going to miss those things. So Tommy goes up and slaps her. You say, that's not nice, we don't hit. But instead, you can ask what Katie, or whatever I just said, to give you your truck back, or you come to an adult like me and tell me what happened. We don't have to use our hands. Or the other approach you could go to, which is my favorite approach, is if you hit somebody, we don't use our hands for hitting. Our hands are for rubbing, holding hands, any example of how you use your hands other than in a negative way. Also, for gentle parenting in schools and daycare, children under 3 years old do not go in timeout. Timeout is not a thing. It is not allowed. And once they hit that 3-year age mark, timeout is not a timeout. It's a timeout. They're going to sit, but they have little stuffed animals with the faces of the emotions. Like there may be a red one, a green one, and they just kind of look at them, play with them. and you do the timeout based on the child's age. So if the child is 4, then you give them 4 minutes of sitting there. The way I do it at home is when my child gets super upset, I send them to the room to cool down, and I tell them, once you've calmed down, then you can come out. I do tap my kids. I'm not gonna lie, I don't beat my kids, I don't spank them, but I'll just tap them on the leg or hand if they're doing something, but it always comes with a few warnings first. Say Mason is throwing a fit, I'm gonna say, okay Mason, we need to breathe and we need to calm down. If he doesn't stop within a few minutes, and I say, okay, we're gonna go to our room, once you've calmed down, then you can come out. If that doesn't work, he comes out and he starts up again, I'm okay. You need to calm down, because if I start counting, then you're gonna be in trouble. And usually that works because my kids know when I get to 3, I'm gonna tap them. And it doesn't hurt, it's just a pop. So I'm not hurting my kids, I'm just kind of catching their attention, if that makes sense. I know in the Bible it does say, there are some scripture on spoil the child, spare the rod, something like that, I don't know. But I also understand that we're living in the 2000s now. We're not in the 1700s, the 1800s, where we could just beat our kids and get away with it. And we've had a lot of studies in the world on parenting and things like that, and it's just not super effective. Like I said, a little tap, that does not come with gentle parenting, but sometimes that's the only thing that works, and as parents, we have to do what works for us, as long as we're not harming our children. If you're gentle parenting and it just seems like there's a day it's not working, be like, okay Mason, if you're not going to calm down, or if you're going to keep hitting, I'm going to count to 3, and if you don't stop, I'm going to tap you. And so that's how it works in our house. I hope y'all got some tips on this. The gentle parenting in the classroom, I just thought of it, is called conscious discipline. So if you kind of want to look into it and how we do it in the house and kind of incorporate a little tap if it needs to work, that's not in conscious discipline. But if you're interested in gentle parenting or how they teach children in the classroom, go and look up conscious discipline. There's videos on YouTube. There are books on it. There are so many things out here on it that you can find online. But I hope y'all enjoyed this video, and I hope this answers some of your questions. Vanessa Martin, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.